Welcome to Lake Tahoe, a jewel of nature nestled between California and Nevada. So, pack your bags, lace up your boots, and get ready to experience Lake Tahoe, because this, my friends, is a place that gets under your skin and stays with you long after you've left. First things first, let's talk about the main course, the attractions. Emerald Bay State Park, that's your first stop. Imagine this. A heart-stopping inlet of the lake, so green it could make a leprechaun weep, with Fannette Island smack dab in the middle. Then you got Vikingsholm, a Scandinavian castle perched on the edge of the bay. Now I know what you're thinking. Vikings in California? Turns out some rich lady with a taste for the Norse built it in the 1920s. And you can't talk Tahoe without mentioning the lake itself. It's over 1,600 feet deep in places, cold as a polar bear's backside, and so clear you can see straight down to the bottom. Take a cruise, rent a kayak, or just find a rock to park your backside on and stare at the water. For those who like their views with a side of adrenaline, head up to Heavenly Mountain Resort. Cable cars whisk you up to the top, where you can practically taste the sky. Get lost on a hiking trail, breathe in that pine-scented air, and listen to the silence. Look, I'm gonna level with you. I've eaten my way through more Michelin-starred restaurants than you can shake a stick at. But some of the best meals I've ever had were in places that wouldn't know a white tablecloth if it bit 'em in the ass. Lake Tahoe, it's got both. Let's start with the down and dirty. Base Camp Pizza Co. This place is a Tahoe institution. They sling pies with crusts so good they'd make a Neapolitan cry, and toppings that are fresh, local, and sometimes downright adventurous. For something a little more upscale, but still with that Tahoe soul, check out Garwood's Grill and Pier. They're perched right on the water, so you can watch the sunset over the lake while you tuck into some seriously good seafood. Now, if you're looking for a special occasion kind of meal, a place where you can dress up and pretend you're somebody important, Riva Grill is where it's at. Now let's talk about where you're going to rest your weary head after a long day of exploring. Lake Tahoe's got a roof for every budget, from rustic cabins where you can practically smell the pine needles to swanky resorts that'll make you feel like royalty. If you're on a budget, or you just prefer to keep it simple, there are plenty of campgrounds around the lake. For a step up from camping, check out the cozy cabins that dot the shoreline. Many are family-owned and have been passed down through generations, so you know you're getting an authentic Tahoe experience. But if you're looking for luxury, Lake Tahoe's got you covered. The Ritz-Carlton, Lake Tahoe is about as swanky as it gets. No matter where you choose to stay, make sure you get a room with a view. Listen up, you adrenaline junkies and nature lovers, Lake Tahoe is your playground. Summertime, it's all about that water. Rent a kayak and paddle across the lake, feeling the sun on your face and the wind in your hair. Go for a swim in the crystal clear water, though be warned, it's colder than a well digger's ass. Hiking trails crisscross the mountains surrounding the lake, offering up views that'll make you want to yodel. Whether you're a seasoned hiker or just looking for a leisurely stroll, there's a trail for you. Come winter, the landscape transforms into a winter wonderland. Lake Tahoe is a skier's paradise, with slopes for every skill level. And for something a little different, try your hand at snowshoeing or cross-country skiing. All right, folks, let's get real for a minute. Nature is beautiful, awe-inspiring, all that jazz, but it's also a fickle beast, and it doesn't play favorites. So before you go charging off into the wilderness, let's talk about safety. First and foremost, altitude. Lake Tahoe sits at over 6,200 feet, so the air is thinner up here. That means you need to drink more water than usual and take it easy on the booze until you're acclimated. Trust me, altitude sickness is no joke. Sun's another sneaky bastard at high altitude, so slather on that sunscreen like it's going out of style, wear a hat, and for God's sake, don't forget your sunglasses. Wildlife encounters are a real possibility in Tahoe. And last but not least, let's talk about water safety. All right, you've got the must-see attractions, the food scene, the lodging options, the outdoor adventures, and the safety tips. Now let's talk about some insider secrets, the kind of stuff that'll make your trip to Lake Tahoe truly unforgettable. First off, timing is everything. Summer's peak season, which means crowds and higher prices. If you can, try visiting in the shoulder seasons, spring or fall. Getting around Lake Tahoe can be a bit of a challenge, especially during peak season. Traffic can be a real pain in the ass, so consider leaving your car at your hotel and exploring on foot, by bike, or by using the local shuttle system. And finally, don't forget to disconnect and truly savor the experience. So there you have it, folks. The lowdown on Lake Tahoe from a guy who's seen a thing or two in his travels. Thank you for watching, and we hope your visit to Lake Tahoe is as magical as the lake itself.